All right, let's just get it over with. I've been saying this. I made a video about this a month ago. Everyone knew it. This is the most predictable firing in NHL. It feels like history. At least as I've been covering hockey, which has been like for the last year and a half. This feels like it was coming for so long, and Columbus Blue Jackets fans are just like, finally, like they just knew it was coming, and it's okay. Jarmo did fine. There's some. We're gonna go over some of the things that he went over that he did. He did okay, but he didn't create success for the team. And we're gonna see with the new GM, Mr. Davidson, is gonna do any better. I think he's gone as well, though, at the end of the season. But, anyways, let's go over quick. If you haven't heard, Columbus Blue Jackets fans, Jarmo Kekalainen, the longest-serving GM in the franchise history, has been let go. Columbus Blue Jackets put out this nice little thing that says thank you. They also put out a little team update with an article and everything. John Davidson, the president, will also be who does the hockey operations management, will take over GM duties. I imagine they're looking for another GM, but to me, I don't think. Unless ownership approves the new GM, then it doesn't make sense. To me, John Davidson is also at fault for this. He hired Jarmo. He helped make a lot of these decisions. So to me, this is just as much his fault as it is Jarmo's. Good and bad, right? Any good signings you brought in, any good drafting you did, it's still the good and the bad are both. They're both responsible for. And to me, John Davidson, you're gone, buddy. So to me, that's what's happening. And they put out a nice article on NHL.com. Davidson says now is the time for the Blue Jackets to move forward. Yeah, buddy, they're going to be moving forward without you, John. They're going to move forward without you because they need to. Because there's a big issues with the Columbus Blue Jackets. So just to give you a preview on this video, we're going to be going over some of Jarmo's accomplishments. I like some of the trades that he did, some of the people that he brought in. But to me, this is more of a just a real quick good job, Jarmo. I mean, he did okay, right? Just kind of go over a couple things with him. He served his 11 years. Cap Friendly did this I thought this was so cool, and a lot of people were talking about this. He made 79 trades, drafted 74 players, 251 contracts signed, which is wild. That's crazy. For a total of over 11 years, $1.176 billion with a B billion dollars. That's wild. That's crazy. It's to me, it's crazy that you as a GM are making that many decisions, and you won 2 playoff rounds in 11 years. To me, there just should be I know rebuilds take a long time. They shouldn't take this long. Columbus, and as a market that's already starving for a small market, you need success. You need success to have a good, healthy team. Teams like Chicago, people are going to go. LA, New York, Boston. And when those teams are bad, people are still going to go. In Columbus, people need a reason to go. In my opinion. Columbus fans, if you got a different opinion, let me know, but I'm curious on that. Some of the top cap hit signings that he did, Gaudreau. I liked the Gaudreau. I like that he brought him in. But that was a little expensive. But unfortunately, he's just not looking that good right now. And I think I think Gaudreau can bounce back. I think it's just more of a reflection of how the team's feeling. And I think with Jarmo gone and a little bit of vibes change, I think that he will bounce back. Werenski, jealous. I think he's the next captain of the team. If not, trade him to the Detroit Red Wings because I'll absolutely take him. Line A, it's a big contract. Line's other contract. Bobrovsky. Mind you, some of these people most of them, besides Werenski and Gaudreau, they moved on from, right? Line A was traded. And again, Line A was traded. Bobrovsky walked. Saad traded. Atkinson's in Philly. Dubinsky, I think he's retired. Bobrovsky again. Foligno, he's out in... Is it Marcus or is that... It's one of the Foligno brothers. Anyways, not with the team. He's either with Minnesota or Chicago, one of the brothers. So, anyways, one of the things I wanted to go over with Jarmo Kekalainen's tenure is just kind of going over some of the players that he brought in and some of the people that he drafted. And I like a lot of the people that he's drafted. I like kind of going over the cap friendly. You got Johnny Gaudreau bringing in, great. Jack Roslovic, he could be better, but I think we're going to go over the status of the Columbus Blue Jackets, because to me, I think that, that'll be a separate video. We'll do that again in the next video. If you're interested in that, click on the next video, because we'll be going over what the Columbus Blue Jackets should be doing with all of this power that John Davidson totally has. So, but anyways, there's a lot of people that I like that he got. I mean, they drafted Adam Fantilli. They got Kent Johnson, was great. Kirill Marchenko, Cole Sillinger, Dmitry Voronka, Yegor Chinnikov. Like those are great. I love those. Again, Werenski was a great draft. And then I'm a big fan of Elvis Merzlikins. He hasn't had a good couple of years, but I'm a big fan of him. I think he seems like a great dude, and I would love him on the Red Wings, but not at this price for that long. And I know Buffalo's sniffing around on him. So, and I like Patrick. I like Patrick Laine too. I did not expect this to fall, but I do like Patrick Laine. So to me, I think that's another great player. He's I think similar to Gaudreau. It's a vibes thing. It's gonna be once the team gets back on track. I think it's gonna be, what's the plan, man? What do you want to do? How do you want to run this team? Who do you want me to bring in? Who can we help change the vibes? Because to me, you have Laine, a great winger, Johnny Gaudreau, another great winger, who have both had successful seasons. We've seen Laine had 40-goal seasons. We've seen Gaudreau have over 100 points with Calgary. Like, to me, like, these are not players that just forget how to play hockey. Steve Dangle talks about this all the time. Like, players just don't, like Huberdeau with Calgary. He didn't just forget how to play hockey. He is actively probably just not feeling himself, right? And Calgary's in that mode where they're just like, hey, I don't know. Like, Calgary's like, hey, what are we going to do? Like, what's the plan? And everyone in Calgary kind of feels that way. They're like, hey, what is the plan? Like, what are we doing? So, to me, I think this is exciting. I think this is so exciting for Columbus, because you guys got, you're not starting at the bottom. Like, you're at the bottom. You're near the bottom, but you're not a team that started at the bottom. You're like to me, Columbus and Ottawa Senators are in a similar spot, where you have great pieces, great young core. You have some older guys, like some veterans, right? Like Johnny Gaudreau, right? Werenski's not old; he's 26. He's like your Dylan Larkin. But to me, a lot of these guys, you can just you got it. Maybe you probably at that, but you're gonna sell this year, whatever you can. You got to move some guys. Then you actively make the young guys play a little bit more. I think next year, they're not in the greatest standings right now, unfortunately. But I think you have picks. You have players. You have good players. So to me, I could see them pushing for a playoff spot next year. It's not out of the realm of possibility. You now have to just change the vibe of the team and get some exciting players in here. Don't do what Toronto did to get Ryan Reeves. We get someone that's exciting, that puts up points. That's a lead. That's a leader is I think the biggest thing for me is you need someone who's like, hey, got a little swag, right? Like a little swag. Like, I'm thinking with the Red Wings, and I'm thinking like Mo Seider and Wallman. Like they got swag. They're exciting. They're like, you got some fun guys. I think you just need some fun people in there. So I think could be a sweet team. So real quick, I'm going to go into some of the trades that I really liked that he did, and some of the, I would say, even if I don't like them, they were definitely impactful on the team. All right, look at picking up Seth Jones for Ryan Johansson, trading out Ryan Johansson for a young Seth Jones. That's impressive, right? And also, here we go, John Tortorella, one of my favorite coaches. I don't even know if you can do this anymore, but you traded and picked up John Tortorella as a coach for a second round pick. I don't know if this is possible anymore, but I would love to see that. Again, I think that's hilarious. So moving on, going to some of the other ones that he did, some of the big ones. Picking up Artemi Panarin. Unfortunately, not re-qualifying for him. I mean, we didn't need that or anything, right? Moving out Braden Saw. That's smart. Expansion draft getting screwed over though, sending out a first and second round pick so they can pick up this one contract. To me, it just seems like a lot. But to me, that's 2017. So moving on to the next one. There's a couple ones we're skipping because some of these ones are not as impactful. Here they're just picking up as just moving out players, right? Here we are. They moving out David Savard, getting that first round pick and a third round pick. Here again, moving out Nick Foligno. They're just picking up first round pick, which is good. And they picked up. Hopefully these guys work out. These are 2021 and 2022 picks. So, moving on. You also had. Oh, yes, this is the one I was looking for. Pierre-Luc Dubois. You move him out. I'm picking up Patrick Laine and Jack Roslovic. I thought that was to me, it ended up being kind of like a medium trade, like Pierre-Luc Dubois. Honestly, Jets got a haul for Pierre-Luc Dubois to LA. So to me, the Jets actually ended up winning this. But if Laine can get back to that 40 goal, even 35 goal pace, I think it actually could still be a win-win for both teams. Again, Jets making more so the best of the situation. But to me, like, Laine could still pan out to be phenomenal. So I'm very hopeful in this. Another one is picking up Max Stoney for Josh Anderson. Signed a big contract with the Montreal Canadiens. So they got something for a guy. It's not a bad deal. So 2022, what was the big one here? Max Stoney's fine. Cam Atkinson. Oh, yeah, the Seth Jones one. Yes, we're going to talk about the Seth Jones, right? Moving out Seth Jones, sending out a lower first-round pick, right? It's the 32nd overall, and getting back the 12th overall, as well as the conditional, another first-round pick, the 6th overall, which is amazing, and a second. That is great because Seth Jones' contract is considered a very bad contract in the NHL. So this is very impressive. You end up getting you trade out, one of your lower first round picks and you upgrade them to a 12th overall pick and a 6th overall pick. That's awesome. That worked out really well for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Really love that one. Lastly, and then this is where they ended up trading a 3rd round pick for Severson, signing him to an 8-year deal. I also picked up Provorov in this trade that sent first round pick to Philly, and LA Kings were able to dump a bunch of contracts in that one. So that was well. This is kind of a heartfelt story. When they made the trade for with the LA Kings, sent out Korpisalo and Gavrikov to the LA Kings, they took back Jonathan Quick's contract and first round pick, which first round pick worked out well. But what the bummer is that Jonathan Quick was like, I don't want to be here. I'm not going to report. They're like, okay, we'll do you a solid. Send him over to the Golden Knights. Golden Knights picked up Michael Hutchinson and a 7th round pick, saying, hey, thanks for retaining, appreciate it. And Jonathan Quick went to go win a Stanley Cup, which is hilarious, by the way. That is so funny that the LA Kings are like, yeah, we're gonna move out our franchise goalie that's been here for 13 years. And then he's gonna go on and win a Stanley Cup. That's hilarious to me. If you don't find that funny, get a sense of humor. That's hilarious. Again, moving out a couple people here. You got Nyquist going to Minnesota. Just give him some small picks, but to me, Jarmo made a lot of trades, and you should be thankful. He was entertaining. He did a lot of middling picks or middle trades where he was the third team. But to me, I think it was time. Like I said at the start of the video, it was time. To me, you need to figure out a way to make this team successful. You're a small market team. Columbus is a small market team, and I want them to succeed because they're in the Midwest. And I think it's exciting when small markets like this are exciting because it shows that hockey is strong and they can thrive in these places, right? To me, you're going to get big cities like LA and New York. Those are going to be fine, right? Even the South is looking pretty. Tampa won 2. Tampa Bay is a small market team, and they won 2 Stanley Cups. And the fans came out, of course, but I would love something like Columbus, out of nowhere. A team that you're who? To me, it was when Kansas City first started getting exciting. You're Kansas City? What? This doesn't feel real. It's who's in Kansas City? Of all these big market teams, you're the Lakers gonna win. Oh yeah, the Chargers, the Jets, the Rangers, all these big market teams, and you're to imagine if Columbus won. That would be awesome and hilarious, and I would love that for Columbus. Hopefully they can get their stuff together. I'm excited for John Davidson to. I mean, to me, John Davidson's gone too. So, but let me know what your thoughts are. Hit like, subscribe, and yeah, I love you. Let me know what your thoughts are. Like I said, hey, good job, Jarmo. You did fine. You made some good trades. You made some weird ones. You didn't re-sign Panarin. That's weird. But anyways, I think overall, he'll get a job somewhere else. I'm pretty sure. I think he'll AGM somewhere. I mean, he'll definitely figure out a spot. And also, by the way, he was the first European GM, which is he's always got that. So, anyways, love you. See you later. Let me know what your thoughts are, and hit like, subscribe, and talk to you soon.